Hey, what's going on, guys? Ben Brewster here at triathletics.com. This video is about the Band Windmill. So we're going to be working on gaining active control of thoracic rotation. This is just a good pre-throwing drill you can add into your routine to work on after you've opened up your T-spine. This is, again, just reinforcing that range with a little bit of added resistance. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the point of the Band Windmill is basically to reverse the pattern that your T-spine is going to be going through in the throw. So we know that a high-level throw isn't really spinning the shoulders and then forward flexing with the trunk. It's actually rotating around the spine, getting that T-spine extension rotation, and delivering that throw in kind of this tornado pattern where it's this wave of energy that spirals its way up through that T-spine, and where you really require that extension rotation into ball release. So this is basically reversing that pattern. It's starting you at kind of your release point, and we're going to be unwinding and opening up in that pattern. So we're working on extending and rotating through the T-spine. So we're using that band as kind of a driver of that rotation. So Devin's going to demonstrate. Again, we can use J-bands. If you don't have J-bands, you can use like a light crossover symmetry band. Really any sort of like light TheraBand will work. But the point is to get ourselves in a split stance, lock that pelvis forward or close to forward. I know at landing, you're not going to be perfectly open with the hips, but do your best to lock the hips forward. Lock that front arm forward, so you can almost think about like you're starting a lawnmower. So he's braced in this position, and from here the only thing that happens is he's going to open up through his T-spine. So go ahead and show a couple reps, Devin. So he's using this throwing arm as a driver of this rotation. He's contracting his mid-trap rhomboid, and he's using that to drive himself in. You'll notice as he gets into that position, he's trying to stay as braced as possible through that front side. Show a couple where you don't brace that front side. Your hips just kind of swing, your arm just swings. So he's not really getting true T-spine rotation in that case. He's really just kind of counter-rotating his whole body. When that front side's braced and blocked, we can make sure that as he opens up, that's happening from his mid-back, and it's true T-spine rotation. So this is going to be the most specific mobilization that we can do pre-throwing. Another thing to be aware of is just make sure that the foot isn't bowing out or in as you go through this, and then head position as well. You can play with either tracing and following the arm with your eyes, or locking the eyes forward. Personally, I prefer to lock the eyes forward to see if you can dissociate that T-spine rotation from the cervical position. So go ahead, do a rep, keep the eyes forward. What you'll find here is that it's very difficult if you have poor cervical mobility, is that athletes will have trouble keeping that eye on the target, and that head will kind of come off the target as the T-spine opens up. So you can start by following your hand, but as that starts to get easy, see if you can do the same pattern while keeping your eyes facing straight ahead, because that's going to be what you have to do as you obviously throw in a game or off the mound.